Okay, let's see here. Let me see if I can shake some people awake here with this. One of the things that I'm going to tell you is that I slowed a lot of this video down. I changed the contrast, the saturation, and the brightness, and used the denoise and auto enhance to bring you a better view of what I've got to show. Okay, so the first part here, we're going to go into zooming in on this far side of me here. I'm standing by the Cocoa Beach pier again, and I slowed this down so you could watch how these waves lap up over the people's legs here shortly. Kind of zooming in, you can see the humidity in the air. It was quite hot that day. Wind was blowing quite a bit, and you'll see that later on with my camera shaking. I actually just wish that I would have used my manual focus on this instead of letting it autofocus. I think I could have got even a little better pictures for you, a little better video. But you can see how the land contours down in here and makes like a bowl shape. So the water's rolling up into this area. And you got high and low tides, which brings up the tide higher and lower. But watch the people out in the water. Watch how the waves will swell up and cover them. Even further, as I go down the shoreline, you can see people standing on the shore, but the waves are going to wake up over their edges. Okay? And this is what I try to show. That it's your angular resolution or angle that I'm at that's causing this effect. There's no curvature here. There's none. Curvature is an indoctrination created by the educational system from the time you were, probably in kindergarten. They show you a globe. They tell you you live on this globe, and you believe it. Okay, you have no other choice but to believe it because everybody else believes it. So you don't want to be the oddball, the odd man out. So of course you're going to believe what the teachers tell you because you expect them to be right. You expect them to know. But you never thought that they might have been indoctrinated too at a young age, because the globe has been around for 500 plus years. So this has been just imprinted into our brains that we live on this globe. But I tell you to second guess what they're telling you. Wake up, use your own eyes. Here's a good example. These waves at the angle that I'm at are blocking out your view of what's on the other side of them. Now, as I go through this video, I will try to explain the best I can to you, to where you can understand what I'm talking about. Hopefully you will. Hopefully you will wake up. See these waves right in front of the screen at the bottom? See how they're waking up? But you look out across the water because of the angle, it doesn't quite look as rough. But look at these boats. Look at these boats being tossed up and down. So it is rough out there, but you don't see it because of the angle that I'm at. The angle that I'm on makes it look more smooth, more flat. And that happens too when the water's, a little bit less ripply, or a little bit less, or I should say calmer, because when the water's calmer, it creates more of a mirroring effect. But right now, you look at these boats, it almost looks like they're rubbing these rocks, but I guarantee you they're not right on the edge of those rocks. They're away. So with this view, you can see how these boats are going up and down in the wake, in the swells. Okay? So take that into consideration as you're watching this video. how these wakes will block out the lower end of the boat. The hull of the boat gets blocked out by the waves, not from the curvature of Earth. And this is a great video to show you this. I mean, I'm no rocket scientist, but I have a lot of common sense. So when you look at these and you use your common sense instead of the indoctrination that you got as a child, you will basically see what I'm talking about. When you realize that you've been taught your whole life. Now, I'm not saying that science and technology is bad, but when it's used for brainwashing people, yes, it is bad. It is very bad, because they set a goal, and their goal has worked for 500 years. Everybody believes we live on this globe. So, use your eyes, use your own common sense, open your mind up, and let a lot of that other bullshit out, and watch the video. Now, right in here, you're going to see people along the shore, and you're going to see the waves swell up and block out their lower bottom. Now, again, if I was to go up higher, I'd see over these waves, and it doesn't mean that it's because it's curved. It means that these waves at the angle that I'm at are really blocking out these people. Look at these people. They're walking on the shoreline. They're not in the water. They might be, their feet might be in the water, but these people ain't up to their waist in water. But watch these waves. These waves are waking up all the way up to their waist. So is that because of the curvature of Earth? Or is that because of the angle that I'm at, and I cannot see that side? I cannot see the ground that they're walking on. So of course these waves are going to swell up and block their bodies out. Now, this was a 15+ minute video, because I added another video onto this, a little piece of it. Now that guy just went down in the water, and I'm wondering if he's just knelt down picking up shells, or did he actually jump in the water? I think he's just bending down, looking for shells or something. I don't believe he went in the water, but look at those swells. Look at those waves blocking out the rocks too behind it. So, we got to look at this, and this is observable flat Earth evidence. This is observable. You can see it. You can realize it, and shake those cobwebs out. Wake the hell up. We don't live on a ball. This is why you get these ships that go out into the ocean that appear to sink. They're not sinking. They're just getting blocked out by that water wave, that wake, that swell. I cannot see beyond that that swell, because again, it acts like a water wall, a bumper, a water bumper. The guardrail, the water guardrail, it stops you from seeing what's on the other side. I explained that in my last video. But this video here really has a lot more proof in it, and this is why I slowed this video down. I slowed it down some areas more than others, and I adjusted the contrast, brightness, and saturation according to zooming in, zooming out, trying to give you the best view I can. Now, there's people walking in front of me, and they're way away. They're quite a ways away from me, but when they walk in front of the camera, it goes out of focus, and then it's fighting to get back into focus. But that even shows you how a closer object will block out a farther object. So these people's heads ain't, the size of Mount Everest. They're regular sized people, but they're just walking in front of my camera, and that's how much area they block out behind it. So remember, a smaller object close up can block out a bigger object farther away with no problem. That's why when they're on that water wall, that water wall is the swell, and I can't get over the top edge of that. But watch this guy in the surfboard. Watch him. Watch him. Whoa. Look at them waves. Look at them swells. Just block him right out. That was one of the things I wanted to show. And you see that boat going in the background there. That's being blocked out, of course, by the rocks. But if I was to stand on top of them rocks and look down, I'd see the boat in the water. So these are common sense things, but, you know, we live in a fast world, and people don't ever think about this. You know, we never think about it being flat because we are told that it isn't. And we believe what we're told more than we believe that we've been fooled. So, you know, right here, I wish I would have had, again, a better focus on it. And you can see how this is all being distorted. And these people are not mirages. These are real people. But you can see how the miraging effect distorts these people. It kind of like just, you can't get a good definition of them. I tried with the contrast to get these the best I can, but I couldn't get them really, really good because my focus isn't good. But watching these people in the water and seeing how these waves wake up, and even the people standing on the shore, how these waves block out all the way up to their knees, some of them up to their waist, depending on how big that wave is coming into the shore. Okay, so these waves that I'm seeing are much closer to me, but they're blocking out everything in the background. And this is what I mean by, you know, a lot of people just don't use their common sense because that globe is just so overpowering because it's been imprinted into their brain so heavily for many, many years of their lives. Now, children watching this, younger kids, they might understand because the brainwashing hasn't taken its full effect. Now watch this boat. This boat almost looks like the water is going to roll right in. Look at there. It went under the ground, under the water. The whole boat, except for the top of these guys, are above the water. Now, I have other videos showing two men standing up, fishing. They're way out in the water, but you don't see their boat. Why is that? Because their boat's being hidden by the swell, by the waves. And that's exactly what's going on here. And, you know, this is why I make these videos, observational science, observable flat earth evidence. That's what this is. This is observable flat earth evidence. Now, if you can wrap your head around that, and think about what I'm going to show you, it even gets better. Because the further these objects get away from my camera, the more those waves will block it out. Now, again, do they look like they're sitting right on the shore? Yes, they do. Why? Because of the angle that I'm at. There's a good distance of water between them and that rock wall. But it don't appear to be. It's a deception. You're deceived because of the angle that I'm at. So, again, you know, we're looking at a long distance away. Now, my camera is at full zoom here, 83 times zoom, to see these boats. You can even watch this, this buoy marker. Is that right on the edge? Is that right on the wall? No, that is not right on the edge. It's not right up against the wall. It's well away. But it appears to be right on the shore. Now, you can see all these birds flying around in the background too. And then, you know, of course, here's another boat. We can watch it swelling up and down, how the waves will swell up and cover over the top of it. Now, here's a little jetty. There was a little jetty there, and here's some more boats. You know, the lower boats that sit lower to the ground, and these are a little further away, will appear as if they're going to go underwater. They're going to get waked, and the waves are going to roll over the top of their boats. But it's not. It's not. It's the angle that I'm at that's causing this effect. It's a deception to your eyes. But again, if I was to go up higher, these boats I'd see the boats sitting in the water. Yeah, they would be rocking and the waves would still be coming up, but it wouldn't make it look like the wave is covering the whole boat. Or it doesn't make the wave not look like it's actually going in the boat. But this guy almost looks like he's sitting on the shoreline back there. But he's not. I'm guaranteeing you there's quite a bit of water between him and that shoreline. But this is the deception that we get. And when these boats are out over open water where there's just blue sky behind them, they will appear to sink. But it's an illusion of the boat sinking. The boat never sinks beyond the curve. It's just getting blocked out by the water wall. Now, I'm going to keep going down this bank here. And this is Cape Canaveral that I'm videotaping. And you can see the water splashing up on the shores or causing white water on it. Here's some buildings over there. Now, I don't know if you could go over on the other side and videotape back this way. I'm pretty sure there's probably signs saying no trespassing, and you're not allowed to go on that piece of property, even though it's open waterway, open beaches, but you don't see nobody over there. So I'm assuming that they make that off limits to you. So again, I'm going to keep going down this shoreline. And I want to show you this other part up here. And we're going to keep going down here. And let's see if we can get to this spot. Some of these I left it at normal speed. So that way, it wouldn't take as long, but this video still wound up to be longer. A lot of these areas that I slowed down by 50%. A couple of them I did do 33%, but most of them were at 50% speed. So again, I could have cut this part out, but what I saw was this shoreline over there and wanted to see if maybe this isn't actually the shoreline, maybe further back is actually water too. But it's hard to determine because of the resolution here that I'm getting from this camera at this distance. So what you see that looks like a beach back there might actually be water. But it's a different color. As a matter of fact, I almost think it is water back there. Now, again, this thing looks like it's sitting on the edge of the water, but I don't think it is. I think it's pretty far off of that shoreline, but it just appears to. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that that brown patch back there that looks like sand is not actually beach. It's actually water. And, these buoy markers, you'll see them bounce up and down, and the lower end of them will disappear, and then they'll bounce back up, and you can see the whole buoy marker. Well, not the whole thing, because I'm sure that there's plenty of that thing still at the bottom of it. Now, as I go down through here, I'm going to get to a boat, and this boat's in the water. But I want you to really observe this boat really, really good. Matter of fact, I might even slow it down even more. But I think I got it slowed down enough because this video is long enough as it is. Now you can see how far down the shore I'm going. And the shore goes farther and farther away from me. And here's a lighthouse. Okay, and I got this lighthouse too on some video at night where I zoom in on the light up at the top. I'm pretty sure that this is a working lighthouse, and that's the light that I was zooming in on. And we're going to just keep going down. Here's another red buoy marker, and you can see the black line, how it dips down and then pops back up. Some more buildings. And again, that shoreline is getting smaller, okay? And again, I don't think that's a shoreline. I think that's it's water back there, just above what appears to be a water line. There's more water, but it changes in its color. Now, I'm getting up here to this this last part. Boom, you can see how rough the water is. He's like jumping over a ramp, bouncing. Here's my boat. Now look at this boat, because he's much further away, and I'm going to come back to him, because it's like, ooh, what do I got here? You know, and when you're looking at this little bitty screen that's on my camera, I really can't see this all that well. Until I get it home and look at it on the computer screen, then I really see what's going on. And this is what I, suggest that people do. Go out and start observing their world, and observe it open-mindedly, and think about what they're actually seeing, because this really tells me that this boat is underwater. This boat is sank. But look, it's not sunk. It's right there by the land. So where is it sinking? Where is the curvature? There's no curvature out there. It's just the waves blocking out the lower end of this hull. So all you see is the top part of the boat. You don't even really see nothing of the bottom part. So are these people getting swamped in their boat? Is it a sunk boat? I don't think so. They're anchored over there. They're fishing. And they're probably off the shore quite a few hundred feet. Or maybe quite a few hundred yards. But it don't appear that way. Again, why? Because of my angle. Now, I've got two other videos, two other parts to this, and I might even throw in a third part, another part 7 to this. And I think it's important to show that other video with my small boat. Okay? And I stay on this boat for a while because I really, really want people to see how that water wall blocks these boats out from being in full view. So it's not the curvature of Earth that's causing this boat to appear to be sunk. It's the waves and the angle that I'm at. Again, we let our eyes fool us. A magician, an illusion artist, he will go and use his little magic to deceive you with an illusion. And they use smoke and mirrors to do it. But this is, I think, how they got this idea. Okay, now I'm going to show you how far out I am away from this this shoreline here soon. I think right there is where I had to restart my camera, and this portion here is from another video, another 15-minute video, I believe it was. And what I want to do here, because I did zoom all the way out and then all the way back in to show you how far away this boat is. And I did put it in slow motion so you can see better at the distance that it's at and how it actually will sink down into the ground. And I can't see this boat from the distance that I'm at. I can't even see this shoreline really. It looks like just a little sliver to me as I'm looking over the top of my camera. Now, watch as I zoom back and see how far away this boat actually is from me. Now, I'm going to do a slow motion pull back, and you watch that boat. Watch the boat. It turns into a little dot, and then what do you got? You got nothing. You don't even see it. So for me, with my naked eye, if that boat was going away from me, it would have already went over the curvature of Earth. But there's no curve. There's no curve. It's angles. The way you're angled at the height that you're at and the distance that you're zooming out. You will not see anything over those waves. Okay. Well, I really do hope I woke people up. I hope they're awake and they're seeing my point of view and they understand exactly what I'm showing here. this is one of the best videos that I found right here of my day over in Cocoa Beach. I spent a couple of days over there, but never really went back and looked at a few of these videos. But after seeing them, I said, I have to show people, because these are perfect examples, perfect observable flat earth evidence. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope you subscribe, like, and share this with all the flat earthers you can. Alright, thanks for watching, and have a good day, and take care of everybody. May there be peace in the world one day. Thanks for watching.